to the ultimate Seattle sports show. I don't know what he's doing. Would you pull your bat out of the bag?
I told you, Paul, on this show right here, Mariners, take the bat, hit it hard. Guess what? They must have been listening to the show,
Chris,
Paul, because that's what they did,
really
and they got the win. You like that? That's why I'm one of the best.
That's like Griffey saying see ball, hit ball.
Hit
that's
ball,
what he does.
yep, they hang it, you bang it. That's all I got to do.
Okay, listen, if you're comfortable holding that bat, that's fine with me. They're back in action tonight. They got a weekend series in St. Louis with the Cardinals, who are 14-10 this season, so they're off to a solid start. We've talked about it before, Chris, but everybody's just kind of hovering around the American League at around the 500 mark,
yep.
And the Seahawks are just a couple of games out. But again, this is a nice little series against the National League team. What do you think?
Well, number one, the Seattle Mariners team needs to figure out how to win on the road. That's something they haven't done. They have one win on the road this season, Paul. Swept in Arlington, swept at Petco Park down in San Diego against a very good Padres team. Took 1 out of 2 against the Angels. So they need to figure out, Paul, first off, how do we win on the road? The thing I'm not, I'm going back and forth with my panic button here, and I'm taking it easy. I'm breathing. I'm feeling better, Paul. I'm feeling better about this team because when I look at the American League West, I look at where we sit. There are 2.5 games out. There's a lot to. If they're 10 out at this point, Paul, then I'm panicking. They're 2.5 games out. Their pitching staff, in my mind, is still the best in the American League West. That's what helps win you ball games. So yeah, I think we're okay.
All right, so say when the A's tied it up in the 9th inning the other day in the series finale at T-Mobile Park, and it's 4-4, sure. And you're like, you got to be kidding me. We're going to let this thing get away. But you had to be impressed with the fact that their big 3 hitters came up in the 9th and took care of business. Julio, Cal, and Josh Naylor driving in the winning run as they walk it off 5-4 against the A's. So that was at least a little bit of momentum as they could take on the road and get back to 500 on their home state.
You hit it. What have we been complaining about so far this season? Those three hitters, Josh Naylor, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, are 2, 3, 4 hitters. Paul mentions they're heating up. How about this? Cal, 3 straight home runs in games. 6 for his last 13. His batting average went from 133 to 198. Positive sign. Josh Naylor, last 5 games, 9 for 17. I repeat, 9 for 17 in his last 5 games. If we're going to complain about the first 5 games, let's celebrate the last 5 games. Julio Rodriguez, 19-game on-base streak. So the fact that the big 3 are heating up, you know what? That's good news. And Dan Wilson agrees with us, Paul. He's starting to see it as well.
Yeah, and I think these guys have really, they've found a good groove. I thought their at bats have been outstanding. These guys continue to, like we've talked about, they continue to do the work. They continue, to put the effort in. And
put the effort in, Paul. What they're doing is they're taking this bat right here, and then they're just hitting the ball hard. I simplify
Remind
things.
me, if you ever have a hitting camp, to not send my kids to your hitting camp. Like you're bringing something to the picnic here. Anyway,
what is this idiot talking about?
It's a good series for these guys to get away from T-Mobile Park and kind of wake themselves up a little bit. We see the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Excuse me, sorry. And the fact that these guys are starting to heat up. But again, when you have the big 3 contributing and you have the pitching staff that they have, there's going to be some good things coming out of this St. Louis series and then back in Minnesota. But again, in the AL West, no one's running away in this division. So as bad and as mediocre as most of these teams have been playing, they're all in it together. Not much is happening.
Well, I think what we saw from the A's, at least, Paul, is this is a very good lineup. Their lineup is very good. How far will that lineup take you? That's the big question, because in my mind, the A's don't have great pitching. Now, it looked like they did in games 1 and 2 against the Mariners, but over time, things will kind of work themselves out, and that Mariners pitching is just going to get better, Paul. I mean, on this day in beautiful Everett, Bryce Miller will be making another rehab start. So that pitching staff, if there's any concerns right now, is with Luis Castillo, the Rock. And, if he continues to have another bad start, maybe 2 or 3 more, well, guess who's coming? Bryce Miller to the rescue. He's coming. Emerson Hancock, in my mind, has locked in that spot. Sure, he didn't have his great outing in his last start, but so far we are seeing great things from George Kirby, who gets the start today. Brian Wu has been lights out. You know, Logan Gilbert, he's been kind of a victim of being a Felix Hernandez, where he's pitching good, giving up 2 to 3 runs. The offense just hasn't been providing when Logan Gilbert's been on the mound.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you brought up Bryce Miller, because what a thrill for Everett fans up there. They get to see him up there in Everett pitching for the Aqua Sox tonight. It's going to be a beautiful night of baseball. The weather's going to be beautiful the next several days. So it's great for the fans to be able to get out there and see some big league pitching. And, you know, when you look at Luke Stevenson's the catcher up there, one of the prospects for the Mariners, he gets to catch this stud pitcher, big league pitcher, proven pitcher, guy that was probably and arguably their best pitcher in the playoffs last season. You know, what a thrill for this guy. He gets to get behind the plate tonight and catch Bryce Miller.
I say get up there to Everett, pack that place up. This is going to be a fun moment. Why not get up there, watch the Aqua Sox take on, I believe they're taking on Spokane tonight, so it's going to be a fun battle there. And Paul, I think there's some people watching this show like, geez, 3 days ago, Egan was like hitting the panic button on this team, and now he's like Mr. Positive. Why? Well, because I sat down and I listened to Josh Naylor. Here he is. He'll make you all feel a little bit better.
I think every win gives you a little bit of a boost. But yeah, we haven't really been playing our type of baseball the last month, let's say, let's call it. But it's early still. We're trying our hardest. Not like we're not trying out there. We're trying our hardest. It's just not working out. But I tell the guys, we'd rather start bad and end great than start great and end bad. So if we look at all the positives, take all the wins from the day, and move forward, you'll kind of be your better self tomorrow, and then the day after that, like 1% better each day. Take your little wins and move on, and then understand your losses, and try to go back to the drawing board and see what you could change.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight in St. Louis.
1% better, Paul, every day.
1%, that's all.
Yeah.
1%. That's what people get when they listen to your hitting tips. 1% better.
Maybe 1% worse, actually.
George Kirby on the mound tonight, as Chris talked about, 3-2, 2.97. Certainly one of the Mariners' best starters so far this season. He's going up against Palante of the Cardinals, so it'll be interesting pitching matchup. And again, it's always fun to get the National League Series as well, the interleague play. So
Drive with your hips, Paul. Drive with your hips.
Don't look at this guy. Look at the next guy. Brock Heward's coming up. We're going to revisit the NFL draft. Will you sit down?
Okay.
I'm
getting excited. My legs are. I've been sitting too far.
I know. I think you're more excited that this is an actual Friday for you and you get the weekend off. So, Brock Heward comes back. We're talking about the NFL draft. We'll revisit the first round and look ahead to rounds 2 and 3. And we'll get to our king of the bet. Stay with us.